China's holding fresh military exercises around Taiwan.
Why would the United States stake so much? Its reputation, its military power, even the possibility of a war with a nuclear superpower on an island thousands of miles away. Before we can understand why America risks it all for Taiwan, we have to go back to the roots of everything, the forces, fears, and ambitions that shape nations and drive history forward. On the surface, it seems irrational, but beneath that surface lies a tangled web of strategy, economics, and shadowy motives that many believe go far beyond the official story. Tonight, we peel back the layers and ask, why does America risk everything for Taiwan? And what secrets lie beneath this geopolitical obsession? Let's start with what Washington says. First, semiconductors. Taiwan produces over 90% of the world's most advanced chips, the lifeblood of smartphones, artificial intelligence, and modern weapons. This monopoly is often called the Silicon Shield. The idea is simple. No one can afford Taiwan's destruction because the global economy depends on it. Second, location. Taiwan sits at the center of the first island chain, a natural barrier that blocks China's navy from reaching the wider Pacific. For the U.S., maintaining influence over Taiwan means controlling the front line of the Indo-Pacific. Third, democracy and credibility. America presents itself as the defender of democracy. If it allows a free and prosperous Taiwan to be taken by an authoritarian regime, the message to every ally from Japan to Europe would be devastating. Those are the official reasons, but they don't tell the full story, because when a superpower risks world war, there's usually more at play. Here's where things get murky, where strategy blurs into conspiracy. Some say it's all about the military-industrial complex. The more tension around Taiwan, the more weapons get sold. Defense contractors, think tanks, and lobbying groups all benefit from a never-ending China threat. War may not be the goal, but the fear of war keeps the money flowing. Others believe in strategic entrapment, that maybe the U.S. doesn't actually plan to fight for Taiwan, but wants to bait China into overextending itself. A blockade or invasion could trigger sanctions, isolation, and internal unrest within China, all without the U.S. firing a shot. There's also information warfare. China runs psychological campaigns in Taiwan to spread doubt about U.S. reliability, what locals call America skepticism. Meanwhile, U.S. media and politicians use the Taiwan issue to rally public opinion against China, keeping domestic unity and defense budgets high. And then there's technological control. By tying Taiwan's chip industry to American supply chains, Washington may not just be protecting it, but absorbing it. As American factories rise in Arizona, some in Taiwan fear the island's Silicon Shield could be quietly relocated across the Pacific. These ideas are controversial, but they explain why the logic of deterrence often feels like something deeper and darker. If America is truly all in, the stakes are staggering. A conflict over Taiwan could unleash cyber warfare, global sanctions, and even nuclear threats. One miscalculation could drag the world into a catastrophe. Then there's the credibility trap. The more Washington promises to defend Taiwan, the harder it becomes to back down. If the U.S. hesitates during a crisis, its image as a global protector could collapse overnight. Domestic politics make things even trickier. Most Americans barely think about Taiwan until war seems possible. Would the public truly support sending troops to die for an island they've never visited? And finally, overextension. Defending Taiwan could drain U.S. resources, weaken its positions elsewhere, and accelerate the very decline it seeks to prevent. So which is it, conspiracy or strategy? The truth sits somewhere in between. Yes, the US wants to contain China's rise, and Taiwan is the perfect anchor point. Yes, cognitive warfare and disinformation swirl on both sides. And yes, the semiconductor race gives America powerful incentives to keep Taiwan close. But there's no hard proof of a grand conspiracy, no secret plan to entrap China or sacrifice Taiwan. Instead, what we see is a system driven by fear, profit, and inertia. Each move made in the name of defense feeds the very instability it seeks to prevent. In Washington, it's not that a single mastermind pulls the strings. It's that too many interests converge. Generals, corporations, politicians, and ideologues, all pushing the same direction for different reasons. In the end, America's gamble on Taiwan is far more than an island. It's about identity, dominance, and the future of the global order. Will the U.S. really fight for Taiwan, or is this another proxy in a grander
Kevin Rudd,
struggle
a
for
man you know
control?
well, he's
Is
published a
Taiwan a
new
partner
book.
to be
Leader from
protected,
his
or a
predecessors,
pawn
much
in a
more
game it
Marxist,
never chose to
Leninist, more
play? No one knows how this story ends, but one thing is certain. When great powers fixate on tiny islands, it's never just about geography. It's about what the world will look like when the next war or the next empire begins.